All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We got another live before lock. We get a fun one. Seeing some people in the chat here. Seeing our man Shindro Sneeps is in here. Patrick, AJ, we the people. Thank you for being here. We're still. It feels it's been a little eerily quiet. The only thing we've seen so far, it's like, well, Jamal Murray might not play. That could freak things out. The Atlanta Hawks situation is a little bit weird. Brandon Ingram's still out, but CJ McCollum's back. Najee Marshall returned to the Pelicans. So we've got like a couple of things, but it just feels like with this many games tonight, we're about to get just like a full-on dump of info. How do we get Sorare to give us some Sorare bucks? Great question. We got to talk to him. We got to get him on the horn now. We do have Stubbs in the house as well. Stubbs, what's going on, my man? We do have a special guest that will be joining us momentarily. But in the meantime, I'm gonna share screen right here. In order to get some of these sweet limited tier card giveaways, I just tweeted this out, but here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna give away one limited card today regardless, okay? So like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Noam into the chat. Who'll be joining us in a little bit. However, I did say on Twitter, if we get this shit over 150, if we have over 150 live viewers, we'll throw in a second limited tier card. Sneeps is also donating a Taco Fall Top Shot moment. So we're at least spinning this thing twice. However, we might do it a third time if we get this up to 150 live entrants. So thanks for being here. What that means is go share this shit. You know what I'm saying? Go find the tweet, share it with your friends, make your family, get those bot accounts in. We're gonna have some fun tonight. As always, if you are new, I pinned to the top of the chat a way to get into Sorare. If you're new, if you were just like, hey, let's do YouTube roulette and see what show signs pops up. Sign up using the link that's pinned in the chat. You can get 20 free common cards right away. If you buy 5 things, you get 6 things free. We look cool by you doing it, so go ahead and do that. Joker Rock says, still have not set my lines ready for the chaos. It does feel like it is about to get chaotic. Like I am a little bit stressed for the chaos. Stressed, but like in an excited way. You know what I mean? In an excited way. I think that's it for all of like the business, right? You got to like the stream, subscribe to our channel. Go ahead, put hashtag Noam into the chat, join the Discord. We will be using Momentum Labs projections. There's a link to that in the show notes as well. Actually, you know what? I'm very accommodating, so I'll just throw the link into the chat right now. Though this is behind the paywall, so if you're not a member, you're just going to see it on our screen. But if you are a member, then you can follow along with us. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm doing a little victory lap. I'm doing a little victory lap right now because I finished 54th in the rare contender. The rare contender this past year this past week, finished 54th, took home a Jaden Ivey that I'm ready to implement. So very excited about that. Very excited about that. Here, Middleton is back, but no card available when I checked earlier. Yeah, the Middleton situation is going to be fun to monitor both for what's happening on Sorare, but also in like daily fantasy, because it's unclear if he's going to have a minute restriction, right? So if you've been playing any sort of Milwaukee guy, Middleton coming back into the rotation immediately affects usage. Like Drew Holiday's going to be fine, Giannis is going to be fine, but Chris Middleton, the peripheral guys, your Grayson Allens, all of those other guys kind of take a hit now, but we need an idea. We need an idea of what the minute's going to be looking like. Yes, I did get a fresh haircut today. Shout out. I forget the name of the place. Something Time, Perfect Time, something like that. Yeah, we did get a haircut. Oh, Skeets in the house. Let's go, Skeets. Atlanta is a shit show. Yeah, we do. We need some Atlanta news, right? Is Jalen Johnson's playing? Because if he is, that's kind of interesting. But it sounds like he's still very questionable. They ruled out Trent Forrest. This is how messed up it is. We're like, hey, is Trent Forrest playing tonight? Who? Let's dive into some of the Skeets. The Skeets, Jesus Christ. Let's dive into some of the spreadsheets, and then we'll see what pops out for us right away, right off the bat. I got a couple of spicy takes that I'm excited about that I'm going to share about the Phoenix situation because Torrey Craig got ruled out today, and I think that's a little interesting. Torb says hello from Germany. Let's go international. Culver is a good fit, man. This is how you know it's wild. We're talking about Jarrett Culver. Jarrett Culver has been mentioned on a podcast in 10 years. All right, let's go over to Momentum Labs again. I shared that link over there so you can pop into that. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see what's happening. A lot of Germany love in the chat right now. All right, we'll start at the bottom because now we're here. Shout out Drake. Yeah, AJ Griffin season. It does feel like AJ Griffin's the right play, right? You guys want to start on that? You want to start on it? All right, we the people says he's on. Let's just look at Atlanta. Okay, so let's assume. Oh, hello from Spain. Let's go. Let's go. Look at all of these countries from underperforming World Cup teams just reaching out. Spain, Germany. We're going to hear from Serbia next. We're dunking on them. We're dunking on them today. All right, let's look at Atlanta one at a time. I think Culver right here is already popping. So Culver is a cap of 6, value 2.85. Holy shit. Is it really true that he's only $2? Let's go over to the market and see if that's true. Also, our man Noam is here. Noam is making it. Noam, what's going on, dude? How we been?
How's it going, man? Good to be here. It's going good.
Yeah, I feel like you had a solid week in the Sorare streets, right?
Yeah. I had a really fun week. I landed myself a couple of rare rewards, both
There we
tier
go.
3, but it's pretty good. One of them I just sold. I got a Culver actually. I won a Jared Culver rare.
Oh, Jared Culver, who I look at is pumping right now because of the Atlanta situation. That's where we were getting into right now. The Atlanta situation is a nightmare, right?
I mean, depends for who. I mean, if you own the Hawks players, it's a dream come true, you know?
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
We are still waiting, I believe, right? Just for those who don't know, I use Underdog, the Twitter account, really to like get my most late breaking news. But I'm pretty sure we're still waiting on the Jalen Johnson news, right?
I was just gonna say, everyone is thinking about Culver and what's his name, and AJ Griffin.
Yeah.
But Johnson and also Kongu are really interesting if Johnson plays and if Capella's out.
Oh my gosh, if Capella's out, Okongwu is like one of my favorite plays, one of my favorite plays in the world. So okay, there we go. That touches on the Atlanta situation a little bit. What is I don't know, let's go big picture for you heading into the weekend. How have you been approaching the slate? Like what are some of the things that have stood out to you so far?
So even before I talk specifically about the players, I'm still in the point where you probably know it, where I try to just prioritize.
Yeah.
Where I'm using like my best plays. So what I did last week, which I'm happy about, is like I prioritized the rare contender because I only have like 3 rares.
Yeah.
So I started with that. I put like my best limited moments with my 3 rares. And then I prioritized the champion because you can also win a rare in the limited champion, right?
Right.
Which I was lucky enough to do this week. It's going to be hard to repeat, but I hope so.
Yeah.
So I'm going to prioritize these 2 as well this week. I'm going to start from the rare contender, then move on to the champion. And then whatever I have left, I'm going to try to fit in the limited contender and Eastern contender, you know.
Yeah.
So first, this is how I start firstly.
That's kind of how I've been approaching it too. And honestly, my rewards will tell you that's what I did too, because I hit a tier 2 in the rare contender.
Awesome.
And that's the only place that I won anything. So it was only
one?
rare. I got Jade and Ivy.
Oh, that's good.
Good. That's one that I'm ready to plug in immediately.
I mean, I think as long as you're getting the number 1 in anything, and it's a rare, it's a great reward.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very happy with that. I've been fortunate with that. I've taken so far. I've won a Harrison Barnes, a Jalen Smith, and Jalen Smith, who I really like too, more so than Harrison Barnes, and then Jaden Ivey. So we're into it. I'm going to remind the people here because I see a lot of people have been joining just now. So all you got to do to qualify, we're going to be giving away a couple of things today. If you like the stream, you subscribe to our channel and you put hashtag Noam, our man Noam, put him into the chat. And we're going to give away a limited tier card. And I said, if we get over 150, I'll throw a second one in there. So we're at 97 right now. 150 live viewers too. 150 live viewers. We'll do it. One other note.
How many we got right now?
97. We're at 97 right now. So, and it's early. One other thing two other things. The first, I put Noam has been doing content both on Twitter and on YouTube, and I put his info in the show notes. So go ahead and check that out. We retweeted a bunch too. So if you haven't seen it, he's been doing some great shit. So, and that's why he's here on Fridays. So go check him out.
Can I have a moment of flex?
Yo, yeah, let's get a flex on.
So last week, before game week 12, I posted like a suggested lineup for
Mm-hmm.
contender, and I didn't actually play that lineup because I used them for my rare and champion, which won me other rewards. But the specific suggested lineup, I did the math, and if you played that lineup, which I posted like 5 hours before the game started, you were top 20. It had like 215 points or so.
Oh my God. Yeah, I saw that tweet. That is incredible. Also, that is the best flex, but it also
Oh yeah.
hurts, right? Where you're like, man, I wish I just plugged this in. I wish I played this instead of just tweeting it.
Y-
Also,
y- you
Patrick, dude.
know,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was cool with it though because it would land me in like the top 20,
Mm-hmm.
which would get me a limited tier 2. So it wouldn't
Okay.
get me a limited tier 1, and I got a rare for playing my good guys in the other.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
No complaints there. So you do
Yeah,
you still win, but also get the internet flex, which is nice.
exactly.
Also, dude, shout out Patrick. Thank you for the 9.99 there. It is my birthday this weekend, so I appreciate that. All right,
21?
what's up?
You're turning 21?
Turning 21.
You're
Turning
going to finally be
21.
able to drink finally?
Finally,
Yeah.
finally. um, let's dive into this a little bit. The one other thing that I wanted to mention too. So I feel like we should just talk about this as because we're still waiting for a lot of NBA news to come in. Sorare announced today that they are adjusting some of their game week competitions. I mean, we've got two announcements. They're going to add in this underdog contest, and I forget what the other no
It's
cap
no
contest,
cap.
right?
It's
So
no cap
two new
and
contests.
an underdog that's for a 60 points cap.
The underdog thing is sick. I'm so excited about that. I'm excited to play with that. But they came out today and said that now, and we knew this was coming. Like this writing was on the wall. So I understand being like, oh man, but this was not surprising that now when you play these rare competitions, it's no longer 3 and 2. You have to have 5 rares in order to do it.
Hmm.
Right. That makes sense. Right. Did you also feel like that was coming at some point?
Yeah, someone in like my chat groups or Discord mentioned something about it. I just had no idea when it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I believe it's game week 17. I think they said it's coming 16 or 17, something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
we got like about 4 weeks to adjust, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So we get a couple of weeks. So and my the first reaction that I got from John Boy Beats, who is the 50% of the Momentum Labs gurus, is that he imagines that the limited scores in order to win are going to go way up. Or not way up, but are going to go up, and the prices will probably come down. And on the rare side of things, the scoring will come down a little bit, but the prices of the rares will go up, which I guess makes sense because instead of using some of your best limited cards in the rare contender, you're using it in the limited contender. So I guess that does make sense. But that's also just like for the initial month or so, and then I'm sure it'll level out again.
Yeah, at some point we'll see a correction, but I mean, it's got pros and cons. Like, it's giving more value to the rares, right?
Mhm.
Nobody's told me that. That's just me speculating.
Yeah.
But I also think that before we're gonna head to week 17, they're
Mhm.
probably gonna make the pace in the auction faster, especially in the rares,
Yeah.
right? Because like they're a business at the end of the day, and their goal
Absolutely.
is to have growth and to have as many participants in the rare competition. So
Mhm.
if the entry level is too expensive, it's going to be hard to go. So I don't know if they're going to do it now or in a couple of weeks, but I think we're going to see the auctions in the rare take a step to a higher pace.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I think we're going to continue to see more contests be unveiled. Like all you have to do is go scroll over to the football section and see how many contests they have week to week. We're going to have more contests that come out. So I think it's
That's
all good
awesome.
stuff. I'm excited about it.
I
All right.
mean, yeah, I was just
No,
gonna
sir.
say I'm really excited about the no cap and the 60 underdog cap.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I
going to
just
be
love
fun.
how they're like making everyone happy. High end
Mhm.
collectors are happy, the low end or average collectors are happy on the underdog one. Like they're working really good.
Yeah,
It's really fun. Yeah.
and also as Weisberg said too, growth is interesting given the marketing money they just threw at Adam Lefko. Who shout out Adam Lefko. I've been a fan of him over on TNT. I think that's I don't know, all good stuff, all good stuff. But people probably aren't here for that. They're like, hey, we're 15 minutes in. Let's get into some of the plays. what I figure we do is start with some of the value stuff and then maybe find some cheaper MVPs. So those are the two things that always stick out to me. Like, I think if people are trying to play the champion contest and they're like, I don't want to spend $200 on Tatum, like, what direction do I go? So we'll start at the bottom of some of the cheaper stuff and just look at the projections of what's popping and just kind of get some takes. And then as injury news comes in, we'll also take a look at that as well. So
Sounds good.
here are some of the like super low cap guys that are popping according to Momentum Labs. And just a reminder, these are projections, right? These aren't guarantees or anything like that. Do you know anything about the Houston situation? I was confused to see Josh Christopher popping. Aren't they like fully healthy? I was confused by that.
Let me see. I'm checking both RotoWire and also Underdog, but I also use RotoWire. I'm gonna see if there's
Yeah,
anything new.
RotoWire's good too.
I mean, at the moment, it just says that Tate is out, which is nothing new.
Yeah, so I was surprised to see maybe he's trending into some more minutes or something like that. I feel like that one's a little too risky, and with all of the stuff that's available right now, there's some better spots. I see like Trent Forrest, but I believe he was just ruled out, so I don't think Trent Forrest is.
I think I saw him ruled out on Underdog, right?
Yeah, I think so too. And Austin Rivers, I like honestly, all of these guys down here are dangerous in my opinion. Like Austin Rivers can play 20 minutes and just get some exercise in. And I think he even lost his starting role the last time. So I'm off on that. I'm off on that.
The Wolves is so like it's such a wild card. Like you don't know what's Chris Finch. You don't know what's going on in his mind. Like maybe he just wanted to play, like to try more for one game, and I was gonna bring him back off the bench.
Yeah,
maybe he's gonna start Noel. I mean, I don't think he will because I think Noel actually does good, like as the leader of the second unit. Yeah, but
and
like it's a wild card. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a wild card. Minnesota, we can talk about a little bit. So Jalen Noel is one of the better caps. I found like out of all of these value plays we're talking about, to me, he both has like a pretty safe floor and a pretty high ceiling where he's going to play somewhere between like 24 and 30 minutes. And if he's hitting shots, he's going to be awesome. And if he's not hitting shots, he's still going to be okay because he does still get a handful of assists and rebounds and he'll like grab a steal or two. So I really like Jalen Noel. I'm like going out of my way to play him. The Wendell Moore stuff is nuts. So I talked about him a little bit. He's got a cap of, I believe, -1 still, right?
So if you play a -1, do you get to put an extra point on your lineup?
I know, right?
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
I'll show you what my let's look at what my rare contender is right now because I think that's where I have him. So my rare contender right now, yeah, I played Wendell Moore at -1. And I guess I don't know if I got the extra point.
Let's do the math.
All right. So
Poole
40
and Ivy's 59, right?
Yeah, 59. So this would be 58 plus 40 is 98. Yeah, so I did get the extra one. Wow.
Oh man, that's funny. That's so funny.
Yeah. And yeah, but I also wasn't thinking about Jordan Poole, which is kind of like the next conversation I wanted to have is you put me onto Jordan Poole because you're like they have a back-to-back and most likely like Golden State famous for just sitting their dudes.
And also, like, if that's not enough, the back-to-back is against the worst team in the league and the worst defense in the league. It's like it screams out like, let's let our young guys play against the worst team in the league, you know?
Yeah.
And give the veterans some rest. I mean, I don't know. They're unexpected. They could decide to actually let Steph play, but maybe just play him less minutes. But it wouldn't be a shocker if they just like have a lineup of Poole, Moody, Kuminga, Lamb, and Looney or something, you know, like they did a few times.
Yeah, they've done that a couple of times already, right? And even like with Jordan Poole, all it takes is them sitting one, and he becomes like a solid play. Like he just needs to sit one time because, or not Jordan Poole, but like all it takes is like one of Clay, one of Steph, like just somebody to sit, and then all of a sudden, Poole pops.
And I mean, we know Clay is not supposed to play. I mean, it's not official, but we know it's going to be surprising if Clay plays back to back, right?
Right. And people are like, do you want to talk about Golden State just in general? Because someone said, so is it Moses Moody time? Like, how do you rank? Because I know you mentioned, I believe, both Kuminga and Poole as your favorite of that Warriors situation,
so
right?
Those are my top two because I'm trying to think, like not just like if someone has like let's say I don't know like a 5-point cap. And he scores 15 points, so it's 3x, but he only gave you 10 points more than his cap, right?
Right.
So I'm not just trying to think who can multiply his cap. I'm trying to think who can give me the most points above his cap, like
Yeah.
in a total. So I just think that Kuminga and Poole has just the biggest ceiling
Yeah.
out of the entire team if they rest their team or even if just Clay is resting.
Wow. And AJ's too is just saying last sale of Kaminga got 31 of at got 31 with a cap of like 11. That man,
And that is with Clay playing.
that is with Clay playing. Yeah. So that we
Yeah.
haven't even gotten that news yet. I actually have to I might have to be listing some stuff right now because I think I have a couple of Kamingas. I want to bring up the Atlanta situation again right now because this is wild. So this is 5:47 p.m. This alert went out. Trae Young, Capella, Bogdan, Jalen Johnson, Frank Kaminsky, who I forgot was on the Hawks, all game time decisions still.
Jesus.
I know.
Are they playing like in the early games? Like, are we
I
gonna
think
have confirmation before?
I think so. I think we should have that information beforehand. I thought I had my phone right here. I'm gonna pull up the game times here, but we should have that information in time because I think they play. I think they actually have like a competitive game tonight. Um, let's see. Atlanta plays Denver. Yeah, Denver, but it's 7:30. But we should get that. We should get that in time. And
So
Denver also with Jamal Murray. Like if Jamal Murray sits, like I know Bones Highland, we can pull him up right now. I know he's like appropriately priced and he has a cap of 29, but I mean Bones becomes an incredible play if Jamal sits.
for sure, that the ceiling on him is great, especially for Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be a great play,
Yeah, I
but
like that
it's
a
all
lot.
dependent on the news, obviously.
I know. I know.
Also, I want to give an honorable mention because we talked about Golden State, and
Yeah.
I do stand at my top two of like upside is Kuminga and Poole.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, especially if they rest the guys, then I think also DiVincenzo is a nice option.
Yeah, I saw somebody mention that in the chat as well. Yeah, Dante DiVincenzo, I do think he's a solid one. Valentine, I see you saying, will John Collins play? I believe he was already ruled out, Valentine. So John Collins, I think he's actually supposed to miss like 2 weeks. So we're not going to see Collins for a little bit. And then I guess now Chickenferg saying Dyson Daniels or Robinson Earl. So we should talk about those two teams for a second because Dyson Daniels, I think, falls off my radar with CJ McCollum coming back. I think what was enticing about Dyson Daniels was when CJ sat, they needed him. But with Najee Marshall coming back, with CJ coming back, it kind of limits, I think, Dyson Daniels' upside a little bit. And I think I would lean Robinson Earl there. Those are both like risky, high upside plays. We can actually check while I pull this up here on the spreadsheets. Do you have any thoughts on those guys?
What's the cap on Jeremiah?
Jeremiah has a cap of 19 with a projection of 25. And then Daniel should be, he's got, oops, sorry.
I think Dyson's 15, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at so many. Yeah, he's got a cap of 15 with a projection of 16.
So last time I checked AutoWire, it seems that they're starting Dyson Daniels.
Even with CJ back?
Yeah, because Herb is out. So
I missed Herb Jones is out.
Yeah. So I actually, because Herb is out, let me see. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna tell you the lineup I see now.
Yeah.
So what I see is CJ and Dyson playing the 1 and 2, and then Trey Murphy, Zion, and Valanciunas. Yeah.
Oh my God. I totally missed the Herb Jones news because the only Herb Jones stuff I've seen is that he wears the Free Pelicans t-shirts that he gets from that. Like that's the only thing I'm seeing about Herb Jones.
He wears a WNBA jacket, I heard.
Yeah. Shout out Herb Jones. Yeah, and Ingram is out too, but the Ingram news was more about Trey Murphy and Najee Marshall. Like that. I felt like that impacted both of those players who I think both of those are like we can keep looking at some of these Pels. But Marshall has a cap of 12 and a projection of 7. All right, his cap's a little too high, I think, for Najee Marshall. And Murphy has a cap of 22 with a projection of 30. Also, Skeet's telling us Bones hasn't played in the last 4 games, though. So it's likely it is likely he's in there tonight, but he's probably that's a good point. So maybe he's not. They're not.
Did he miss? Did he miss the last game? Wasn't he back the last one?
Was he back for the last one?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. Someone asked about CJ. Last time I checked, it says it's probable.
Yeah, it sounds like he's
probable.
supposed to start.
It's really surprising if someone's probable and not going to play.
Yeah, I bet CJ starts. Yeah, and he's got a cap of 36 with a projection of 41.
I
CJ's
love
kind of
CJ.
yeah, I do too. And we haven't talked about him yet, but like Zion only has a cap of 34 right now. And I, as long as Ingram's out, he's gonna be an awesome play. I mean, this isn't like hot take to be like, oh yeah, maybe we should play Zion. But with a cap of 34 and no Ingram, I really like him. Skeet's also telling us he was active but didn't play. There you go. There you go. Look at
So
everybody. We got look at all these reporters. Bones stayed on the bench. Bones is back but didn't play. There we go. We got to dig into our
nice.
Bones a little bit more.
So
Bones
I
in the money.
about the Pelicans. I think I like Daniels a bit more than Jeremiah Earl,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a hot take as well. But I don't own a Zion limited. But if I did, what I would do is I would probably play CJ in one lineup and Zion in the other, and
Yeah.
just hope for one of them to have a crazy game.
That's what I've been doing. That's actually like a good strategy conversation too. Like it, it's not that they both can't get there, but if one gets there, it's unlikely the other one also has their ceiling performance. I've been doing that with either Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons or Nurkic as well. Like with the Blazers, it's like most likely both of them aren't going to score 50, right? And so I want to take a shot on, or I want to at least like split up my exposure a little bit.
That's interesting because I had the same feeling, but 2 weeks ago actually, because they had two games,
Yeah.
so I played them together in the same lineup,
Mm-hmm.
and Anthony had like 60, and Jeremy Grant had like 53, and they repeat this week.
Oh wow.
Like they both had like 60 and 50.
In the same game too?
I think so. I think so.
Wow. All right, guys, don't listen to a freaking thing we say here
No, but
or
that's
that
like
I
an
say.
outlier. Like
Yeah.
it's an outlier. Usually it doesn't happen.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna keep going. I think this is the best way to attack this now that we've hit like most of the news. As the injury news keeps coming in, we'll do it. I'll just like keep hammering questions that we're getting in the chat and kind of go from there because that kind of gets us to different conversations and situations. But I do want to remind the people we have 84 entrants and 110 watching. If we get to 150, we'll throw in a second limited tier card. So like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Noam. Let's get back over to here. Let me try to catch up here on some of these questions. All right, Urban, oh man, Urbanog, so rare. Says Landry Shaman and Kendrick Nunn or Kai Jones and Alexander Walker for
I don't like
content.
none. I don't like none.
Yeah, Kendrick Nunn's scary. Well, even with Schroeder out, right?
I mean, Schroeder wasn't playing most of the season, and Nunn didn't do shit. So
Yeah, Nunn. I know he's. Remember too, when they were like last season, they're like, dude, just wait till Kendrick Nunn and Trevor Ariza come back. Yeah. All right. So we're immediately going. I like the second one too because I kind of sneaky like Kai Jones.
I like him too. I like him a lot.
Kai Jones here with a cap of what is it, 8? I think. So
Like 7 or 8, right?
A cap of 7. There you go, and a projection of 14. So I think it's just Kai Jones right away. I think that's the direction I would go there.
Mm-hmm.
That the Charlotte situation is so bizarre. I feel like anybody could pop, but that one's the most exciting to me. Big Mike says, "What about Nas, dude? I do love Nas.
I would be brave to say that it's a trap.
Ooh, I like it.
It's a trap. Like you're thinking, like Cat is out, Nas is gonna play awesome, but like they're gonna start probably Kyle Anderson, right? I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
Kyle Anderson, or yeah, probably.
And I think they only have one game.
Yeah, we can check. They only have one game. There you go. There you go. That's a smart take.
So like what I think generally it's important for the entire like Wolves play. Like people have like a tendency to think that if someone is out, sometimes it happens, then one guy really benefits out of it, right? Yep. But specifically with Cat, I think it's gonna be scattered all over like every player is gonna get like an extra 4 or 5 minutes. Like I don't think it's not like Nas was playing like 14 minutes a game and now he's gonna play 32 minutes,
Right.
So that's why I would be careful of that.
Nope, that makes a ton of sense. I'm going to update a little bit too on some news. So Lamar Stevens from Cleveland is probable. Kevin Love's a game time decision. Chris Middleton is going to play, but is also expected to have a minutes limit. So that's the news that we've gotten so far.
Does he even have a card?
Does he have what? No. Yeah, Middleton doesn't have a card. No, he doesn't have a card yet. All right, let me catch up here on the chat. Would you take Horford or Clay this game week? I was inclined with Clay, but with the rest, interesting. I feel like what is your take, Noam, before I look it up?
So important question: Does Boston games, are they back to backs, or do they have a day in between?
Ooh,
Because
here
if
we.
it's back to back, then Horford is gonna rest as well.
That's a good point.
I
Let's.
think it's not back to back though, but let's check.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Let me see.
I'm gonna look that up right now on my side. So I know they play the Heat tonight. And then if we look at the schedule and Sunday, they play Sunday against the Nets. So oh yeah, that's right, because it's in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So yeah, so Horford 2 games, but no back to back. Clay 2 games with a back to back.
So I think Clay has a higher ceiling, but he's probably just gonna play one game, and there's a good chance that Horford's gonna outscore him.
Yeah, I also love that Horford matchup on Sunday against Brooklyn because Brooklyn's
Yeah,
decided they're not interested in rebounding. So I think it's like,
good one.
yeah. Although I did see Robert Williams is available tonight, so although I don't think that impacts Horford's ceiling too much. Um,
Is
but
it
that's
really?
as a Celtics fan, I'm excited about that.
Oh wow, I didn't know he's coming back so fast.
Yeah. The other news too that I think I missed. Oh no, did I say that Mo Bamba was out? Did I already say that?
Is he? Is he out?
Yeah, all right. Mo Bamba has been ruled out because I saw the next question being, is it Mo Wagner time? I don't know, man.
So who they play center now? Ball is the center
Yeah,
now.
because Paulo is back too. They can kind of do Wagner at the or Franz Wagner at the 3, Paulo at the 4, and Bol at the 5 if they want.
And then Fultz and like who's this? Who's the number two? Because I think Suggs and
Suggs?
Harris are injured. I
Oh,
think they're
Suggs is
injured.
Suggs injured. Okay, so
I
maybe
think
not.
so.
Maybe they won't roll it that way.
Let me see. Let me see if there's an update. Are they playing tonight? Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so it says Fultz, Wagner, Banchero, Ball, and then it says Bamba game time decision.
Okay,
But
so it hasn't.
but it also says that Suggs and Gary Harris are out.
Okay, so they are out. Oh, interesting. Maybe Cole
So
Anthony.
we're gonna have someone popping in the lineup. Maybe Cole. Yeah.
Someone was asking for
Um,
me to pull up Nikhil Alexander Walker. He has a cap
you
of
you
11.
know,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say one thing. You know who could be sneaky good? Terrence Ross, because like
Yeah.
he has these games every once in a while where he like hits 5 3-point shots in like 8 minutes.
Yeah. It's true. If he's shooting well. Oh man, Bogdan Bogdanovic, one of my favorite NBA players, is playing tonight. Bogdan returns. Depending on, so that actually, like, if everyone who's questionable plays, that really does limit people like AJ Griffin, and it limits everybody. Like, it makes nobody from Atlanta appealing. So it really is important to see who's going to play in that game.
But um, but I think what's his name? DeAndre Hunter and Collins, I think, are ruled out, right?
That is true. Yeah.
So as long as they're ruled out, I'm pretty positive Griffin's got to get his 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah,
That's
and his
true.
cap is 16. So if he's playing 30 minutes with a 16 cap, I
That
think
should be fine.
it's kind of like you said about Noel. Like I don't think he can go too much under his cap, but at the same time he has like the upside of having like 30 points or something, like 30
Yeah, so
fantasy points.
he's got like a decent floor with also the ability to get a ceiling in there. Vendetta, the new VIP for Team Hold, which if you haven't signed up for the VIP, go ahead and do that and then join the Discord because it gets you in to a lot of fun stuff. He said cap of 23 or less, where do I go? So we've got like some Steven Adams is in the green over here, but Steven Adams, I feel like always makes you nervous. And then you get the Trey Murphys, Zach Collins, which that feels like a trap. Do you want to talk about Joval a little bit? Like, I feel like we haven't seen a ceiling game from Jonas in a while. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we're due for one of those 20 and 25 games, you know?
Right. He won me, I think, one time that I won a tournament in DFS. He was the reason for it. Like a few years ago when I was playing FanDuel, he had like one of those 25 points, 22 rebounds night.
Yeah.
So like a few times a season, he's gonna pull that off. Can he do it against the Spurs? Maybe.
Maybe. I also just saw you.
It's a good upside play. It's a good upside play.
Yeah, I like the upside of that one. We also just got word it is Mo Wagner that's going to start. So the Wagner bros in the starting lineup, it's going to be Fultz, Franz, Banchero, Mo, and Bol. So there you go. If that intrigues the Mo Wagner people. So for the 23 cap, yeah, the Jonas one sticks out a little bit. Here, Mitchell Robinson at 21 is like
I
dark
like that.
green. Yeah.
Okongo, if Capella's out, is
Oh
interesting.
God. Yeah. Okongo. If Capella's out, I love Okongo.
I like Jalen McDaniels from the Hornets.
Yeah, that because the Hornets are missing a ton of guys. I mean, someone's gonna have to score for them, right?
Yeah, and I also like Colin Sexton. I mean, he
Mm-hmm.
still haven't like totally like popped. You know, he didn't have like a crazy game. I think like his highest scoring game was like around 30 or 33 fantasy points.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a matter of time before he get like a 40 or plus performance.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like
With
that
Conley
call a
out.
lot.
With Conley out, yeah.
I like that call a lot. Let's go over to sorry, I scrolled down to the chat to catch up because I realized I was so far behind. We should talk like this is something we've discussed before, right? But whenever somebody's out, we're always like, oh, what cheap value guys make the most sense? With like sometimes, especially if like Trey's out, maybe the play is to just get DeJounte Murray into your lineups, right? Like just focus on some of the like instead of thinking like, oh, is it
100%.
Nas Reed? Is it Wendell Moore? You're like, no, it's Anthony Edwards and move on. And so maybe because DeJounte Murray too is kind of coming off a few bad games, not like bad, but like his cap has dropped all the way down to 35, and we saw him at like 42 a couple weeks ago. So maybe that, even with Trae Young playing, it's probably a solid play. But if Trae Young does miss this game, he's like a smash, right?
He did give me 44 fantasy points last week. He had like one horrible game when he had like 20 something,
Mm-hmm.
and he bounced back with 44 fantasy points. He was in one of my lineups last week.
Yeah.
And with Trey out, the sky's the limit for him. So I think there's like the low cap guys,
Mm-hmm.
best plays like Noel and like the obvious ones like. And I think if we're talking about like the higher cap plays, I think if Trey's out, I would be bold to say that he's my favorite play in this
I like
slate.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. Weisberg too does bring up a good point. Like that has been an issue. That's kind of why his scoring's been down. When he if you turn the ball over a bunch, especially in this type of scoring format, it hurts. All right, we'll do one more question, and then you know what we'll do? We'll pop up to the because I just forgot until we started talking about DeJounte Murray that I wanted to try to find some like cheap MVPs. But Valentine asks Sexton and Bol or Kuzma and Langford, and I know Kuzma's like projecting pretty well for this matchup, so I feel like this is kind of a fun one. So we got Kuzma here with Kuzma's got a cap of 38 and a projection of 39. And let's look up Langford. I know we've already looked at Bol and Sexton. He's got a cap of 10 and a projection of almost 15. I don't know. I feel like I like the Kuzma Langford one, even though that scares me.
What's the projection on Langford? 15?
15, yeah. I know they're missing Doug McDermott, so he's probably securing that like the main shooter on that second unit.
I think actually like as far as ceiling, I think the first combination, what's his name, Bol and what was the other one?
Bol and Sexton.
Yeah, I think as far as ceiling and like, I think I like them better.
I mean,
it could go either way.
Yeah, and Bol getting blocks, like that, it just changes. It's a game changer. All right, let's scroll up to the top here. Let's look at some of these cheaper, we'll say. We won't say cheap. Potential MVP situations, right? Like Luka, Steph, Embiid. I mean, AD at like 120 compared to the rest of them is interesting, but let's just try to find some sub 100 guys. So Pascal Siakam, who's returned, he's sub 100. We've got Devin Booker down here at 86, who's been,
Booker is great. It's a great play.
Yeah, let's actually double check his price point and see if that is still true to where he is. Because I mean, Booker's playing out of his mind right now.
Exactly, and they're out of Chris Paul. I think they have like really good matchups.
Yeah. Okay, it's up to 125 now. That makes a little bit more sense. I was gonna say there's no way. Damn. So Devin Booker there, KD and Halliburton. Oh, is LeBron still this cheap? I mean, the LeBron thing is, I mean, he just put up like a 36, 7, and 8 game the other day,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Me, 80. I love myself Halliburton though. I would pay like an extra $20 and rather have a Halliburton though.
Let's check. Let's look at Halliburton right now. That was I think our call the last time, or maybe that was Monday. Yeah, he's up to 105.
I know
Yeah.
he's questionable though for tonight, right?
Yeah, Halliburton is questionable, so we do have to pay attention to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm
And
saying
yet,
that with a caveat if he's healthy.
yeah, Johnny was saying too, like maybe it's just DeJounte Murray. Maybe it's just what we were talking about right now. And he's got a low ask of, wow, that must have jumped up. That there's no way that was at 73.
It was around 60 not too long ago. 60,
Yeah.
65. It didn't jump too much though. It was around 60 or 65.
Yeah. Josh with a pretty good question too. Does it make you nervous plugging in guys like someone like LeBron or AD? I guess it's similar to talking about Clay and Steph when the Warriors have a back to back. Because they're just, not necessarily injury prone, but are probably going to like sit if you play 2 in a row. Does that come into your thought process?
So it really depends if they have 2 games. That's what I said before about Anthony and Jeremy Grant.
Mm-hmm.
If they have 2 games and I think their cap is reasonable, then I don't mind playing both.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's like cap dependent. Like for example, I know Jeremy Grant cap was like 35 or 37, and then Fernie was also 37. But like if I'm playing LeBron, which is like 46 or something, what was he, 48?
He was at 48, I think.
Yeah, and like Davis is like 50 something, right?
Yeah, we got Davis right here at 54 and LeBron at 46. You're right, 46.
So just because of their cap, I would say it's much riskier. But if
Yeah.
the cap is good, then I wouldn't mind playing 2 guys at the same team.
It always depends on what your other options are too. Like if you if it's like if this is a coin flip, right? If you're deciding between 2 options, then I would go like if that's a tiebreaker, that's what I would use as the tiebreaker.
Yeah, like I mean, I know we're getting back to the same point, but if Trae Young is out, I would much rather play DeJounte at 35 cap than either Davis or LeBron.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's pull this one up, and then I don't know, Noam, are you comfortable maybe like taking us through one of your lineups or like building a lineup for us? Yeah,
sure. Let's do it live. Sure.
Yeah, so we'll do that. But what I'll do first, if you want to start like sharing that screen,
Sure.
I'll pull up these 3. My guess right off the bat, it's going to be Mobley's going to be my favorite play. So he's got a cap of 34 and a projection of 34. Trey Jones has a cap of 31 and a projection of 34. Aaron Gordon, I feel like I just should put some more respect on Aaron Gordon's name. But for fantasy, I usually am not like, oh, let me get Aaron Gordon in here. He's got a cap of 36 and a projection of 28. I guess it's supposed to be Trey Jones, Mobley, and Gordon by the numbers, but I think I would lean Mobley. I think that's where I would go. All right, I'm going to share Noam's screen. He's going to take us through a little lineup build here. I'll monitor the injury news and some of the questions.
Can you see my screen? We're good?
All right. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so give me 1 sec. Okay, so first let's see my cards because I won a few rares as I mentioned, and I put both for sale. I did sell Culver just because I think like he may give me a good performance tonight, but his price is gonna drop once they're healthy or once his cap goes up. And I do have his limited, so I decided to sell the rare.
There you go.
So I got these 3 for now. So assuming I don't sell Sharp, let's see.
It's Sharp, man. I feel like we're gonna get a ceiling game from Sharp soon.
Is there another injury besides Dame? I feel like there was someone else that was questionable.
Is it Josh Hart? Is Josh Hart still questionable?
Yeah, I think he missed the last game, right, or something.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Josh Hart or not.
Also, I love to see how the numbers in the competitions are going up week by week.
They really are. They've been that. I mean, that's again. This is. I'm trying not to fall into the same traps that I've fallen into before, but it's very exciting.
I know. Yeah, I know. Last week we had 8100 in the contender, and I already see we're almost to 79. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna. Maybe just a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a little bit more this week as well.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, let's start with my rare contender. You can help me out.
Yeah.
So for now, I just got these 3. I might buy someone last minute, but for now,
those are also like 3 guys that project pretty well too. So I know Kawhi and Paul George. They're gonna come. Kawhi's definitely coming back, but on a minutes restriction. Paul George is trending that way.
I won't play Kawhi.
No, but they're without Luke Kennard still, and Norman Powell's out too. So even though some of the usage comes back, they lose some more usage. So I still think Man's a great play.
Yeah, and like you said, Kawhi is on a restriction, and PG is questionable. We don't even know if he's going to play.
Yeah.
So and it leaves me a lot of flexibility. So I got 71 points. So I really like Simons. His cap is a bit high, but I really like him also because I build him some XP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already at 7.5. Let's see who I can fit in with it
Yeah,
there.
I like Simons a little bit.
hmm Oh, maybe I can switch it to Ant or CJ also. Still got 30. You know what? This is actually, I'm going to stay true to my word. This was actually my favorite play, assuming Young will be out. Actually, I like this one a lot. What do you
The
think?
Young and CJ? Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
Murray and CJ? That's great.
yeah, yeah. I like this one a lot. I think, I don't know if they're going to pull it off, but I think they both, like with Ingram out and if Young is out, I think they both have like potential to give me a 50 fantasy point game.
And again, I mean, like with DeJounte's current cap, he's still a good play, even if everybody's healthy. Like we've seen with Trey and Capella and Collins, we've seen him put up, like 38 and 8. So I'm not worried about Murray. But if Young is out, all of a sudden his cap, like, I mean, he should destroy that cap. And CJ, same thing. Like like we already talked, it's like Dyson Daniels and Jose Alvarado are the two other guards. Like CJ has to
Right.
produce. So I love it.
Yeah, and also I think he's the only facilitator. Oh, I mean they got Dyson Daniels, but still.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I like CJ there. I like CJ quite
A
a bit.
lot. Okay, so you think we're looking good here?
Yeah, I love that lineup.
Okay. And Kleber can give like really good games. I loved what he did the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the limited champion. Let me see. Okay, obviously, even though it's just one game, I'm gonna start with Luca because
Yeah,
it's
Lucas.
still Luca.
Man, if Halliburton is good to go and he's got 2 games, right? Do you think you can make a lineup that has Luca, Simons, and Halliburton in it?
100% because I got a Culver with a 6 point cap.
There you go.
The thing is, I'm gonna keep him out for now because it's questionable,
Yeah.
and I think they have a late game, so I don't think we're gonna get the news on time, and I just don't want to take that risk,
No, that's fair.
especially with his cap so high. I do
That's fair.
love Ant with cat out.
Yeah, Ant's a great play. I really love him too.
I also love Pool. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this fits in perfectly. Look, it's amazing. Hold on. It's like exactly how I wanted it. Here we go.
Oh, then
What do you
AJ
think?
Griffin. Yeah, I smash.
Yeah,
That's a smash.
yeah, right. Would you change anything? Like you saw my guys here. Would you
No, I
consider
didn't realize you
playing
had
anyone else?
Ant too. No, I like that. And then honestly, you can try to do for the Eastern Conference, you can use
Holly.
Hallie and Fred Van Fleet too, and that's like a great
And I
starting
got
point.
Ivy as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
starting point. I like that quite a bit. I'm very jealous.
Thanks. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I feel good about this one. I feel good about their upside for sure.
I like that. I
Um,
like that quite a bit.
what should I prioritize first, the Eastern or the limited contender? What do you think?
Based on what the cards I was seeing, I feel like you can make a very good Eastern Conference lineup. So I would do that. I would
Okay,
do
let's
that.
start here. Hallie, assuming he plays at least one game, right?
Yeah. Like I want you to just plug in those first 4 guys, and then I want to see if you can make it work.
I can actually because I got Culver.
Yeah, I mean that's an insane lineup. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh wait,
Halliburton,
wait.
Fred Van Fleet, Garland, Ivy. That's stupid.
That's
Can you get
actually
to Jalen Johnson? Oh, you're
I'm
one
missing
off.
1 point. Yeah, I'm missing 1 point.
Who else do you have up top there?
But
If
Matherin is a
Capella is
pretty
out
good
and
play.
could you just go Okongwu and Matherin?
Let's see. Let's see what happens here. So he's got 6. He'll leave me 17 points.
Also, just want to say we're up to 121 right now. If we get up to
Nice.
150 live viewers, we're giving away 2 limited tier cards. So I'm just
Okay,
saying.
let's keep it like this. I like it. Halliburton, Van Vliet, Garland, Ivy, Culver.
Yeah, this is
Looks
an
good.
insane lineup. This is insane.
My only fear is if Hallie is questionable for tonight, what like in case he doesn't play, then like there's a likelihood he doesn't play the next game as well. I mean, I can leave it like that and wait for an update, but it's
Yeah,
really risky.
I like with Hallie's questionable. I like the idea that he won't miss both
hmm
games.
hmm
I think if he was going to miss both games, he was definitely missing tonight, and we would know that already.
I mean, assuming he plays at least one, I really liking this lineup. assuming he
Yeah,
plays one.
that's a great lineup. Power Monkey's asking about Joe Harris. Yeah, Joe Harris is popping quite a bit.
What about if we're talking about the Nets? What about Seth Curry? Is he good to go?
Yeah, I think so too. Here, I'll pull up. I'll
Do you
pull
want
up
me to do my contender as well, my limited?
here. Yeah, if you want to set that up, I'm just gonna look up Joe Harris and Seth Curry right now, and then I'll pop that right
Hmm.
back up. Um,
Okay.
Boston Base says how many users for a unique giveaway? Yeah. Wait, a unique? Yeah, I don't know. 4,000. We need 4,000s for like a super rare unique. All right, I'll pull up Joe Harris and Seth Curry quickly because I think those are both pretty good plays. Joe Harris has a cap of 13 with a projection of 23. He's moved into the starting lineup with Simmons out, so he's obviously a great play and seems relatively cheap. Um, Seth Curry here has a cap of 21, so his cap, that's why. They basically have the same projection, but the cap is much higher for Seth.
So personally, I like Seth more than Joe Harris,
Mhm.
but I think they're both solid.
Yeah. No, I think they're both solid too. I think they're both like I don't know if I'd go out and buy any of those, but all right, here we'll answer one more question too, and then I'll switch back to your screen. No, Barnes. So I'm assuming Scotty Barnes and Joe Harris or Josh Giddey and AJ Griffin. Man, we haven't talked about the SGA news. He's questionable for tomorrow still. If SGA is out, it's Giddey and AJ Griffin, and it's not close, right?
I also just like Griffin better than Harris, generally
Yeah.
speaking.
So there you go.
Um, mhm. And shout out to his name is Ron. This guy is
This is
from our
Ron.
community. His name is Ron. I think his name is in Hebrew, right? So
Hell
you
yeah.
can really see, but he's very active on your Discord as well,
Yeah.
and is yeah, and he's a part of our community here in Israel. So shout out.
Oh hell yeah, I love that. You guys have a pretty like vibrant community too, right? Don't you? I feel like I see a
Yeah,
lot of it on Twitter now.
for a country in the size of New Jersey, I mean we're pretty vibrant. Yeah, in
Yeah,
the Top Shot and in the Sorare streets for sure.
yeah. Valentine was asking, should I risk Hallie or start LeBron instead? I feel like in that situation you just go LeBron, even though I like
I
Hallie
think it's
more.
I think it's if we don't have information about Hallie, I think it's safer to play LeBron.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. All right, double checking here. Markel Fultz expected to have a minutes limit increase by a couple minutes Friday. So a couple more. Not that anyone's trying to put in Markel Fultz.
I'm having a hard time playing guys with minutes limit.
Yeah, no, same. Tasha Tessa says, now, Mike, what in the world could we do to feed the YouTube algorithm and help you get to 150? Yeah, listen, you should have been retweeting the tweet. You should be liking the stream, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I'll build my. Oh no, let's build your here. I'll put your line at your screen back up, Noam, if you want to build your limited contender, and then I'll build. I'm gonna delete all my lineups and build them live because I like that chaos.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds good.
and
Yeah,
then
can you see my
someone,
screen?
yeah, I'll put your. Someone just has Giannis or Jokic. I mean, dude, good luck. Those are so. Either way, I mean, they're all Giannis probably, but holy crap.
I like Giannis. I'll tell you why. It's just like a personal speculation.
Yeah.
I know they're playing the Lakers,
Mhm.
and I know they're playing AD.
ESPN game too, right?
Yeah, and like Giannis has this thing when he plays like someone like AD, he like really, really wants to overprove how good he is, how superior he is, and like he gives usually good like his highest performances against like players like AD more than like I don't know, players like Clint Capella,
Hmm.
usually. Like Clint Capella is just gonna have like a casual night, but when he plays AD, he wants to show everyone, yeah, I'm gonna score 40,
I love that.
42 and get 18 rebounds on AD.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love that. I'm also a sucker for the national television narrative. Like you're on national television, Giannis, he's a
exactly,
performer. He's gonna flex a bunch. I'm here for it.
exactly. I love it. So,
All right, take me through. I like this lineup.
this is what I had left, and I thought it was the best. I don't know if Hallie's gonna miss the game, but if he misses the game, I think Matherin ceiling is crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah, he becomes. I didn't even think about that. Matherin becomes an incredible play. And then all of a sudden, dudes like Nembhard and McConnell become like really good value plays too. If you're trying to.
McConnell is awesome
Yeah.
if Hallie's out.
Yeah.
What I love about Matherin is that like they don't like Hallie is the go-to guy. He's like the main facilitator. He's their biggest creator,
Hmm.
and I think they only have like two true like facilitators in the team, which is like or like Squirrels, which is like Hallie and Mathurin. So
Yep.
like if Hallie's out, we're gonna see like Luca usage on Mathurin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think so. Him and like Buddy will probably take 48 shots, but
Yeah. Oh, actually, Buddy is a sneaky good play. The thing is that Mathurin cap is like 24 and Buddy's like 30 plus, right?
yeah. Yeah. I love I'm gonna play Matherin over Buddy every time. I think if you have Buddy, it's a great play if Hallie's out. But that to me is way too risky. If we don't have that information, Matherin can still get there at a cap of 24, but Buddy makes me a little bit more nervous.
Hmm. So I love Mathurin. Jalen Green was just, I don't know, it just fit good. It
Yeah.
fits good with my cap, and he has 2 games. Okongo, if Capella's out, I love him.
Yeah, he's gonna be a
Sexton,
great
you
play if
know,
he's
you
out.
already know I'm big on Sexton this late, and obviously Jalen Johnson, if he plays, it's pretty good.
I like that. I like it.
Also, he's not in my lineup now, but I want to give a mention to Tramen because we know Shea is questionable,
Mm-hmm.
and with this cap, with like a 13 points cap, then I think if Shea misses a game, then Trey Man is an excellent play.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I like that a lot. Borland was asking how much is Jalen Green on the market. I feel like he's probably down because he's kind of been bad the last like couple weeks. So I'll look up Jalen Green right now. Jalen Green, a low ask of a limited card is $29 right now. So basically the same price as Wendell Moore. All right, I'm gonna pull up my. Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna ask if you want me to do my common champion really quick.
Yeah. Fire up the common champion, and then I'm going to build mine as we're now 56 minutes in. Also, hey, listen, reminding the people, like the stream, subscribe. You got to put hashtag Noam into the chat. We have 93 entrants and 126 watching right now. So it's for a limited tier giveaway. Also, if we get 24 more live viewers, we'll give away a second one.
Let's go. Okay, I got Kuminga. I love me some Kuminga this late. Should I play KD or Fox or Simons? What do you think?
Man, KD's
That's a
just
tough one.
yeah, I think I go K. Well, yeah, I think I go KD, and I think it's gonna because no one's gonna. I think people are scared of the Toronto matchup, but the Boston matchup is low key pretty juicy, so I like that.
The only issue is if I play KD, I need to play either PJ or Keldon.
Mm-hmm.
If I play Fox or Simons, then I can. Oh, okay. If I play like I don't know, like Fox,
Yeah,
then I can also play Bobo or Kevin Herter. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's what I would do. I would do that. I would do the Fox and Bull.
I think Bull. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. So let's see how this one looks. What do you think? I think this one's pretty good.
I like that quite a bit, especially with Wendell Carter Jr. and what's his name? Mo Bamba, both of those guys out. Like that's a smash right there.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I do like AJ was asking about Keldon Johnson. I do like Keldon Johnson. This week.
Yeah, he could be a good play.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna switch over here so I can get my lineup. So we're over 100 entrants, 101 entrants. Like the stream, subscribe, hashtag no. I'm gonna go over to you're gonna help me build mine.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna. I think this is how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna go rare contender. And then I need your help to tell me what I should just focus on for next. Like, is it limited contender, limited champion, or rare champion? But we'll start with rare contender. I do like the, I think it is what did I say? Jeremy Grant, Jordan Poole, and Jaden Ivey. Oh, no.
Ivy is dangerous because I know he's back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he only played like 25-ish minutes last game.
Yeah, and they only have one game. Ooh, that is true.
He's dangerous, yeah.
All right, so if we didn't go Jaden Ivey, if we did Grant, I think I didn't do Grant the first time. I think that was the problem. I did. All right, so who would be I know you'd play Jordan Poole.
For sure.
And I need to play 3 rares. So there's Grant, Draymond, Harrison Barnes. I think Trey Murphy.
I love Murphy. I think he's a must play.
Yeah, and then we've got Nick Richards from the Hornets, who's weird because he kind of does have a ceiling, but you're like hoping for injury news and stuff like that. Or you're Mason Plumlee getting in foul trouble. Paul Reed, if Embiid was going to sit. Terrence Mann, Wiseman, who's in the G League, Powell, Hayes, and Dellavedova. So it's really between Mann, I guess Yuta, Jalen Smith and Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and
So
Olin
how
Jeremy.
about this? I would say let's first take a look at your limiteds
Yeah,
before we
let's put
decide.
Wendell Moore in there first. You mean? So, so we put
let,
Wendell Moore in. That gives us 31 cap.
let,
Um,
let me see your other limiteds, because what I would suggest you to do is see who is your best upside play, like
mhm.
the best one in the limiteds, and then see what you can fit as your third.
Yeah. I mean, like Zion, honestly, is my favorite. Zion, if Trae Young is playing, Zion's probably my greatest upside play, even at that cap of 34.
Okay,
We got
let's see.
Matherin.
Let's
Okay.
see what you can do if you play Zion.
So if we play Zion, I think we're gonna need to be in the 20 range, right? So we'll have to
Let's see.
be sorry,
Actually, you have more, I think. I mean, 28. Yeah.
28. Yeah, I guess that gets us Harrison Barnes or Jalen Smith. I actually kind of like Jalen Smith with 2 games. Um,
The question is like how much better is your team if you play Draymond instead of Jalen Smith or Barnes?
yeah, it honestly is probably better. I think.
The question if it's like significant or just like slightly.
Yeah,
It's hard to tell.
it is hard to tell.
What other options do you have that you really like besides Zion?
Besides Zion, so if we take Zion out here, honestly, I think so with 31, I kind of like the bounce. Like if we did Benedict, oh no, because I honestly I got to decide on what rare I want to use next.
Okay, let's
So
try
right,
that.
because we need 3 of them, right? So it's basically deciding between Grant, Ivy, and Green.
Ivy seems dangerous with 1 game and back from
Yeah,
injury.
I think it. I
I
honestly
would
let's just,
either go. I would either go Jeremy or Draymond. I like Jeremy.
so if we get if this get let's see who this Dorian Finney-Smith with Okongwu if or
So
McConnell if we think
so
Hallie's out.
here's my advice. It's all situational.
Mhm,
Um, if Halley doesn't play, which is a risk, I
mhm.
think actually your best play is McConnell next to Grant.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you don't want to risk it, and if Capella's out, then obviously Okongo.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Um,
God.
and and wait, what were? Oh, we did Zion before.
Yeah,
Wait,
we did.
we need to think what's better, like Jeremy Grant and Okongo, or who else you had there?
Jeremy Grant or Okongwu, or
No,
we
but
could go.
who do you have above Okongo?
Oh, above Okongwu. Sorry, above Okongwu. I was going to go to Draymond Green. Above Okongwu was like Gabe Vincent, Dorian Finney-Smith. Those were the
Yeah, Okongo is definitely the better upside play. So yeah,
yeah.
so it's either Grant and Okongo or McConnell,
What if we go to the Grant or Okongwu? What if we go to Draymond? That leaves us with 32, and then
or
Keldon Johnson.
I wouldn't do that. I would rather have either Jeremy Grant and one of McConnell or Congo, or to play like Harrison Barnes or Jalen Smith with Zion.
Zion.
I would do one of those two options.
Let's do Okongwu. Let's do Okongwu. I think I like this direction here.
Yeah,
Let's do
I
Okongwu.
think it's pretty
Top
good.
Shot Tesla said maybe start branding this as an NBA fantasy show along with So Rare might help expand the reach. Happy early birthday. Heard it's one of the best nights of the year as a married man. USA prediction. This is a great chat. Top Shot Tesla. I'm saying USA wins 2-0 not because they're better than the Netherlands, but because the Netherlands have the flu. That's why I think they win. Okay. Bosie says he votes for the Zion combo. Interesting. All right. So based on what you were seeing of my cards, do you think it's best because like what we could do here, if I show you what a rare champion would look like, right? Um, we could throw my man LeBron here into
Interesting.
the MVP, right? And then
Yeah.
just bang out. Maybe we put Ivy in this one. You go Ivy, Green, Jalen Smith. And then I have 34 left, which I think is it's
Zion.
one off of DeJounte.
But you have
But
Zion.
it's Laurie Markkinen, though. Oh, it's Zion. Yeah, it's Zion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. If Ivy is the one I'm worried about, but if Ivy can give you a good game, then it's a really great lineup.
Yeah. Wait, is that real? Is Embiid really out? Or are you doing the bit from last week? No. Okay. Damn it. Damn it, Borland. Embiid is not out. Yeah, I think this is the way to go, huh? Like we got LeBron, Zion, Jaden Ivey, Draymond, and Jalen Smith.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I think let's lock that in. Let's lock that in for now. We'll go to limited contender next because I feel like that's the next spiciest one. Man,
Got to play DeJounte, right?
I do. I think we got to fit DeJounte in here, and then I think this is going to be the Jalen Noel lineup too.
Nice.
And that leaves me with 21. Let's see what my
Benedict.
oh, go ahead. What were you going to say? Oh,
Benedict
Matherin.
Mathurin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great call. So then we leave 19 cap. Let's see what we've got all the way down at the bottom here, and if there's anything anything super cheap that I'm like forgetting here. Oh, like Kai Jones. We like Kai Jones or Kaminga.
Oh, Kuminga is a must play.
That leaves us with 28.
Nice.
Keldon Johnson.
Nice. A very nice lineup.
Right?
Yeah, it fit in perfectly.
I like this one.
Yeah.
I like this one. And then, although it does feel silly, I haven't used Kai Jones yet. If we go to limited Eastern,
you can.
I don't know. This is like garbage time.
Yeah, it is.
So,
unless you want to buy something.
No, we can't. We're poor. What we'll do here is we'll go Jeremy Grant here in the MVP. We'll go Jalen Green. Maybe we can get him in here. Laurie. Kevin Porter Jr. And that leaves us with 18. So now this is fun, right? Like, because Terrence Mann's probably safe for the play. We just put in McConnell, right?
McConnell is if Hallie's out, then McConnell is the higher upside.
Yeah, I think so too. There we go. I think we do it.
Yeah, I think your both rare lineups and the limited contender are awesome.
Yeah, and then I love doing this. Like, I don't know if there's any downside.
I mean, training.
we just ready. We're gonna maybe Embiid sits. We get Paul Reed in there. We'll do Paul Reed and Montrezl Harrell. Who else? Let's get Kai Jones in this one. We're gonna see how many. See, this would be like a fire 60 and under lineup here.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what else we can do here. Livers will. I'm trying to play guys.
Livers is injured. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if he's gonna miss the next game, but I know he came out of the last game and didn't come back.
Oh, did you really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Those are the lineups. I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, Boston base. Thank you, my man. Wait, how did
kind man?
No. Okay, you're saying or is he? You can't. I got to start putting the ban hammer on people that are telling me that people are out. I'll do one more refresh of the underdog news before we give some stuff away here. Tobias Harris still a game time decision. Lonnie Walker's playing. AD's playing. LeBron's playing. Kevin Love's playing. I think that's it. Noam, you got anything else you need to get out? Oh, wait, hold on. Harvey, before we do that, did you buy Wendell Moore or you already have him at 25? Is tempting. I bought him like a psychopath. I bought Wendell Moore for like 26, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was just like the -1 cap. I was like, let's go. Let's get spicy.
I mean, if you win a good rare, then it's a great player, right?
Right. And all we do is win here. No.
It is.
Let's see. I'm gonna no, I think we talked about most of the stuff that I'm seeing in here. What no, where can they? I know I've got your Twitter and YouTube in the show notes, I believe. I definitely have your Twitter. I don't know. Let me actually share your YouTube. Hit the people with some of the content that you've been doing out there.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, I was looking at lineups.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, tell us about some of your content before we get out of here.
Sure. Do you want me to share screen for a minute?
Oh yeah, you can share screen. Go for it. Let me.
Okay.
Okay. It's
already to go. Sharing. So I'll show my last thread. We can go over it really quickly.
Yeah, I just dropped your link into the chat as well to your YouTube.
Okay, so basically every game week, like a day before or during the day of the game, I try to put out a thread that with some of my thoughts and some of my favorite plays. Do you get to catch this one I did today?
Yeah.
By any chance? Okay. Yeah, so if you don't know my Twitter yet, you can find me in Noam Torenberg or Torenberg. What I like today, which we went over most of them in the show, is the New Orleans guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
CJ, Zion, Dyson. I also think that Diop and Collins from the Spurs could be sneaky.
Oh, I like, yeah, baits you up.
hmm The Hawks guys we talked about. It's nothing new. Also mentioned as we talked, Pool and Kuminga, and I made a couple of suggested lineups. Let me show it. So this is one lineup I really like. I didn't do it myself. I kind of mixed and matched, but I think playing in a contender, McCollum, Poole, Griffin, Culver, and Mathurin could be really, really interesting.
Mm.
And I made another suggestive lineup, which is right here. I think this could be a really interesting combination as well if people are watching and thinking on last minute changes or specific cap they need to fit in. So I think Ant, Poole, Sexton, Griffin, and Kuminga can also be a really, really good lineup for the contender.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Yeah.
Felix telling us Clint Capella is warming up. Damn it, Clint. Take the night off.
Clint Capella is warming up. That fucks up my Okongo plans.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, what we'll do, we'll get out of here in a second because I want to make sure both you and I have some time to fix our lineups and get it ready to
Yeah,
go.
we got like 9 minutes to go.
9 minutes. We got 9 minutes. So I'll spin this wheel right now. I want to thank Noam for coming and hanging out. We're gonna be spinning out a Miles McBride. We'll be
My
doing
pleasure.
a Miles McBride limited tier giveaway, something that I won, and then we'll also spin for a Taco Fall Top Shot moment from our man Sneeps into the chat. I just want to say, listen, we do 2 different shows like this every week. On Mondays, our man NBA Top Shot Talk comes on, and we do Live Before Lock on Fridays. Noam's here. We also do 2 different episodes of Value Hunting. We have tons of content over here. So if this is your first time, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have liked and subscribed and you hang out a little bit more frequently. Make sure you check out all of Noam's stuff that you've seen so far. And then for the projections that we were using, Shut Up Momentum Labs, you can find a link to that in the chat. In the show notes, we're gonna spin this right now for the Miles McBride. We have 110 entrants. If you win, shoot me a DM either at Mike Zakarian or on Twitter, or join our Discord. Send it to me on the Discord, Mike Zakarian. And it's Shindro69. You know what's sick about this?
Nice.
Shindro was the first one here, first one in the chat, and he said hype right at the beginning. So shout out to man Shindro.
I think if I'm not wrong, that it's actually someone I've been talking on Discord. I think he's from Spain, and he's a really great guy. I think his solar name is Lamelo Ball Goat.
There we go. All right.
Guy. Yeah.
All right. Well, hit me up, Shindro,
there.
just so I can make sure I get you that card.
Yeah. Really good dude. So shout out to him.
I love that. There he is right there. Yeah. Congrats, my man. Big dubs. Big dubs. All right. We're going to get out of here because now we have 8 minutes to end this thing to fix our lineup. So now I got to go figure out how to get Kai Jones into it. All right.
Well, good luck, everyone.
Yeah. Good luck. Let us know how you do, and we'll have a great weekend. We'll see you.